Welcome back to Bringing Children Home. In our journey together, we've spoken about prevention, preparation, and what to expect in court. But now we need to face the hardest question. What if the abduction has already happened? What if you wake up one morning and realize your child is gone? Or worse, that they were supposed to come back from a trip abroad and didn't? This is one of the most painful moments a parent can face. And yet, what you do in those first hours and days will shape everything that comes next. Today, we'll walk together through those steps so that fear doesn't paralyze you, but instead turns into clear, decisive action. The shock of discovery. Every parent who has lived this moment describes it as surreal. At first, you don't believe it. Maybe you call, maybe you text, maybe you check social media, hoping to see a photo or a reassuring message. But then reality sinks in. Your co-parent has taken your child or is refusing to return them. In that moment, your heart is racing. Your thoughts are chaotic. Part of you wants to scream, part of you wants to collapse. This mix of shock, panic, and disbelief is natural. But here's the truth. Every hour matters. Waiting, hoping, hesitating. These are the things that give the other parent time to build defenses. So the first rule is simple. Act immediately. Step 1. Contact the authorities. Your first step is always to report. Go to your local police. File a report that your child has been wrongfully removed or retained. Even if the police cannot cross borders, their report creates a paper trail. Later, when your case goes to court, that record will be evidence. Next, contact the central authority in your country. Every country that has signed the Hague Convention has one. Their role is to help parents in exactly this situation. They can guide you on the application, and they will coordinate with the Italian Central Authority if your child is in Italy. It may feel bureaucratic, but these calls are the foundation of your case. Step 2. Gather your documents. While authorities begin their work, you must begin yours. The Hague Convention relies on documents. Judges want proof, not just words. Here's what to collect right away. Your child's birth certificate, custody orders, agreements, or proof of parental responsibility. Records showing your child's life in the home country, school enrollment, medical visits, family photos, extracurricular activities, evidence of the removal or retention, plane tickets, travel confirmations, emails, texts, or even social media posts. At first, this may feel overwhelming. Parents often tell me, I didn't know what mattered, so I froze. But remember, everything matters. Even small details, like a WhatsApp message saying, we'll be back in September, can prove your case. Step 3, take action in Italy. If you know your child is in Italy, you can act directly here too. You don't need to wait only for your central authority. You can contact a lawyer in Italy and file a Hague petition directly with the juvenile court. This is often faster, especially when the situation is urgent. Italian courts treat Hague cases as emergencies, but only once the petition is in front of them. The sooner you file, the harder it is for the abducting parent to argue that the child has settled in Italy. Why speed matters. Let me pause here. In Hague cases, time is not neutral. It is either your ally or your enemy. If you act immediately, judges see the abduction clearly for what it is, a sudden, wrongful act. But if you wait, the other parent gains time to create new routines, new schools, new friendships, new habits, and then they argue, the child is settled here now. That's why the first days are decisive. Acting quickly is not only wise, it is essential. A parent's story, anonymized. Let me share a story. A Canadian father discovered his daughter had been kept in Italy after a summer holiday. His first reaction was disbelief. He He thought maybe the mother was just late returning, but instead of waiting, he called his central authority the same day. Within 48 hours, he had gathered school records, medical files, and copies of their custody agreement. Within 2 weeks, a Hague petition was filed in Rome. The mother argued that the child wanted to stay in Italy, but the court saw the evidence. The child's life, her school, her community were all in Canada. Because the father acted fast, the court ordered return within a month. Later, the father said, "If I had waited even a few weeks, I might have lost her." The emotional storm. I want to pause on the human side, because in these moments, fear and anger are overwhelming. Parents feel powerless, and some freeze. Others panic and make mistakes, like confronting the abducting parent directly or posting everything on social media. The best approach is to focus. Write a list. 1. Report to police. 2. Call the central authority. 3. Gather documents. 4. Contact a lawyer in Italy. Follow these steps like a checklist. It may sound mechanical, but structure brings calm. From panic to purpose. You might be thinking, but how can I stay calm when my child is gone? The answer is, you don't need to be calm. You need to be focused. Action itself brings relief. Each document you find, each call you make, is a step closer to your child, and each step replaces panic with purpose. Final thoughts. So let's recap today's key points. 1. The first hours after an abduction are decisive. Don't wait, act. 2. Report immediately to police and your central authority. 3. Gather documents that prove custody, residence, and removal. 4. If your child is in Italy, file a Hague petition quickly through a lawyer. 5. Remember, speed is your ally. Fear may freeze you, but action sets you free. In our next episode, we'll talk about choosing the right lawyer in Italy, why it matters so much, and how to make the best choice for your case. Outro music fades in thank you for listening to Bringing Children Home. If you found this episode useful, I invite you to follow the podcast so you won't miss the next ones. You can also visit my website at www.cecatiello.it for more resources and connect with me on Instagram and LinkedIn, where I share insights and updates on international family law. See you in the next episode.